Nice day. Nice ride. Unless you push your rig beyond the limits. Every vehicle has its limits. Take it too far and suffer the consequences. The same goes for your vehicle, and especially your drivetrain. Knowing your limits can be the difference between making money and making excuses. We are at our proving grounds in Marshall, Michigan to demonstrate some things not to do to your drivetrain. This tape's about driving and working smart, about how not to cause catastrophic failure of drivetrain components. At Dana, we've seen it all, a graveyard of failed parts, failures that cost you time and miles, failures that go beyond our warranty and cost you money. We're at the track to show you how fatigue failures, shock load failures, spin-out and power divider operation failures, leak and lube problems, drive shaft misalignments, and improper readjustment of OEM specs can have serious consequences. Let's begin with an all-too-common error, rough starts. Whether they're caused by sidestepping the clutch or pulling out in high range instead of low range, that is, with the range selector up instead of down, rough starts place tremendous stress on your drivetrain. Startup in any gear too high for the load can cause an axle failure and leave you on the side of the road and facing a costly repair. Take the time to do it right. Go for the smooth start. Make sure you're in low gear and low range. Double check the position of the range selector. Low gear allows the vehicle to start up when you release the clutch while laying off the accelerator. It can be the difference between a smooth start and a rocky ending. Although seemingly innocent errors can result in the fatigue failures we've just talked about, similar errors can result in immediate failures caused by shock to the components. For instance, frozen brakes. Pulling away with your brake shoes frozen to the drums can damage ring gears, pinions, and more. Add the cost of repair to the cost of downtime, and you'll see that a little patience makes a lot of sense. Let's look at another cause of shock or impact failures. We're out on the skid pad to demonstrate an all-too-common error that can leave a truck dead on the road. Any sudden change in traction. Whether it's caused by moving from wet to dry pavement or from ice or mud to a solid surface, the instant of contact will send shock loads through the drive axles, often beyond what even the best components can handle. The key on changing surfaces is slow and smooth. Take your time and keep your teeth. Another shock-related failure can be caused by simple hookup to a trailer that's sitting too low. The key is to make sure the trailer sits high enough so that the fifth wheel can slide into position without lifting the load. This trailer, for example, is sitting too low. The shock on the drivetrain from lifting a full load can twist the input shafts, output shafts, axle shafts, and break more than a few gear teeth. When sliding a fifth wheel, use the lowest gear, release the tractor brakes, and let the clutch out with no throttle. And if the fifth wheel doesn't slide the first time, place the truck in reverse, push slightly, and repeat the sequence. Finally, damaging shock loads can even result from something as minor as bumping into the bay wall, and it doesn't take much of a punch. The weight of the load, the angle of contact, and the rate of impact all add up to bad news for your drivetrain. Now, very specific damage to your interaxle and wheel differentials can result from spinning out on wet surfaces, or mud or ice, resulting in failures like these. Off-road, bad things can happen when a driver attempts to lock the diff with the axles spinning at different speeds. Once again, this time on pavement. Shifting the differential lock when the axles are spinning at different speeds will only result in a failure. Listen to this clutch struggling to lock in, resulting in unnecessary wear and tear. It's this simple. Repeated abuse will add up to downtime. It may catch up with you tomorrow, or next week, or next month, but always when you least expect it. Locking the interaxle differential can get you out of most trouble, but it's important to lock the diff with the vehicle at rest. Then, it's nice and easy and out. Next, let's look at a seemingly harmless practice that can end the life of your axles well before their time. Mismatched tires. Always match your tires for size. Different size tires on the same tandem rotate at different speeds. If you're running on dry pavement and the interaxle lock is engaged, the axle turning slower drags on the power divider and over time can cause premature failure. So match your tires and lock the diff only in adverse conditions. If you're not sure you've mounted matched tires, use this simple technique. First, be sure all the tires are properly inflated. With a tape or string, measure the outside circumference of each tire. Tire to tire, the measurements should be within 1 1/4% of each other. Don't trust just eyeing the tires. Take the time and be sure your tires will work together. It's even easier to avoid still other very costly failures caused by unapproved lube types or low lube levels from improper fills or leaks. The precautions are simple. First, keep in mind unapproved lube types or low lube levels can result in increased oil temperatures, and you know what that means: increased friction, increased wear on the components, and the possibility of premature failures. Second, take the time to do a walk-around. Leaks that can lower the lube level are usually easy to see. Always refer to your service manual for approved lube types and follow proper maintenance procedures to locate and repair leaks. Finally, let's talk about driveline angles and vibration. Suspension airbags, improperly inflated, position the driveline to generate unnecessary vibrations. Some drivers like to soften the ride by overriding the setting for the volume of air in the tractor airbags. The consequences can be disastrous. Airbag heights changed just 1 inch off their OEM factory setting create 2 to 4 degrees of improper driveline angles. Bad angles that cause damaging vibrations. One last note. Today's electronic engines make changing engine horsepower and torque easy. Just be sure the rest of your drivetrain can handle the changes. Increase horsepower and you may overload the axle, resulting in a premature failure. Increase torque and you'll likely create a mismatch between the engine, transmission, and drive axles. These changes could put your drive axle components at risk and void your Dana warranty. Check with your OEM or component manufacturer before making any changes. Sure, things happen, but some things shouldn't. The failures presented here are all avoidable. They're the result of taking drivetrain components beyond the limits. There's a lot of road out there, and miles mean money. So remember these smart driving and maintenance tips. Always check which range you're in at startup and select the best low gear. Take it easy on startups. Never attempt to pull away with your brake shoes frozen to the drum. Slow and easy on changing surfaces. Check the trailer height before hooking up. And easy does it backing into the bay. Avoid spinouts. Never engage the interaxle differential lock with the axles turning at different speeds. Match your tires for size. Take a minute to walk around the truck. Keep up lube levels and use only approved lube types. Leave the airbags alone. Drivetrain vibrations can be lethal. And finally, do not change OEM horsepower and torque settings on electronic engines. Keep in mind the rest of the drivetrain. The purpose of this video has been to make you aware of some of the often innocent actions that can have serious consequences. More importantly, it's our way of helping you avoid the hassles of avoidable breakdowns and unwarranted claims. Remember, you and your truck are a team. If you take care of its needs, it will take care of yours. The only thing left to do is enjoy the road.